one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all for coming. So what do we do in a case like that?
One question.
Okay. All right. Thank you all for coming, and thank God it's a nice day today too. Yeah, for us. Okay. Natalie's not here. I wanted to welcome Natalie Sweatman.
She what?
I wanted to welcome Natalie
Oh.
Sweatman to the town clerk's office. Can you let her know that?
Yes, I will.
Okay. She's helping out Janine. Okay.
Let's make it quick.
All right, okay,
Oh
at
my
this
God.
point, let's go right down to the approval of the minutes, please, from June 19th as well as July 2nd. Motion by Pat, second by
I'll second.
Ray, and all in favor? Thank you. Authorizing the town council to set a public hearing for August 21st to discuss the new code enforcement regulations.
Motion.
Okay, Pat, and second?
I'll second.
Christie, thank you, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Approving the proposal with Barton LaJudas for engineering support and inspection services as needed for the Massena H2 plant project.
Motion.
Okay, Pat, and a
I'll
second.
second that.
Okay, Ray, and all in favor? Okay. Authorize the town council to accept the grant agreement from New York State Department of Transportation for the aviation capital project agreement for the airport.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, Ray, and a second.
I'll second.
Christie,
Christie.
and all in favor?
Aye.
Authorizing the town council to accept the grant agreement from the New York State Department of Transportation, again for aviation capital project agreement this time for the airport.
I'll make the motion.
And
I'll second
second,
this one.
Matt, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Approving the proposal from CNS Engineers for the construction of the rehabilitate terminal building roof at the airport.
I'll make that motion.
Ray,
Second.
Pat, and all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Awarding the contract for the rehabilitate terminal building roof project, FAA, big project. Good. Motions, please.
Motion.
Pat,
I'll second it.
Ray, and all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Accepting the lump sum consultant agreement for design of the airfield marking improvements project at the airport, another FAA grant coming in.
I'll make that motion.
Ray, and the second,
I'll second.
Christie, and all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Accepting the rate schedule consultant agreement for construction, observation, and administration of the airfield marking improvement project.
Motion.
Okay, Pat,
Second.
Ray, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Accepting the grant agreement for the airfield pavement marking design and construction part. They're all different parts. Okay, Ray, and a second. Okay, Christie, and all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Authorizing the town supervisor to execute contract with WPBS in an amount of $31,250 for the city of tourism, as more fully described in the contract.
Motion.
Pat, in a second.
I'll second.
Okay, Christie, all in favor?
Aye.
Authorize the town supervisor to execute the June 28th marketing proposal for a market for Rock in the River, not to exceed $1,000.
Motion.
Pat, and a second.
Second.
Christie, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Authorizing the town supervisor to execute the performance agreement with Taylor LaValle for Rock in the River, not to exceed $1,200.
Motion.
Okay, Christie, and a second by Pat. You get that, Jean? Christie and Pat, all in favor? Right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, transfers and amendments. To be provided by Brenda.
It's Ray and Adrian this one.
But transfers and amendments, doesn't that come first? And it was Adrian and Ray. So we have one person who's been excused, had to call to work, so what do we do in a case like that? The other two auditors.
So as long as it's been audited
I've seen them all, I know, I've signed every one of them, but I want to make sure, okay.
Yep.
So therefore, we can have a motion by Ray,
Make motion.
and then Pat?
Second.
Okay. All right, and then the warrants,
I'll make the
Ray,
motion.
we'll have to have you do that again,
Second.
and Pat again, okay. Now the financial reports by Brenda.
So in July of 2023, our revenue was $4,656,838. That's 24, sorry, 24. In 23, it was $5,283,597. So our 2024 revenue is $626,759,000 less than July of 23.
Less, okay.
Yeah. Our expenses as of 2024 were $4,778,845. And in July of 23, our expenses were $4,071,441. So our 2024 expenses were $7,404 more than July of 23.
Okay, so less revenue and more expenses, there we go. Okay, any questions for Brenda? All right, let's go to town highway and airport. Bill?
The highway department, we continue working with the New York State Power Authority on the modernization project involving town roads. They are almost completed in our area. We mowed cemeteries 2 times. We continue working on North Racket, getting it ready for paving later on this summer. It's looking like, the beginning of August, Sucoat is gonna come and reclaim that.
And what is Suco?
Sucoat's an outside company. They come in with a regrinder and grind up the road and relay it. Our new Kaufman trailer was delivered. The highway department is replacing the roof on the airport storage shed. We are painting all of the town fire hydrants. For equipment repairs, we replaced number 9's fuel pumps. For the airport, the air numbers were 428 plane, 387 biplane, for a total of 825. They had 180 landings with 4 cancellations due to weather. Taxiway Alpha, the east end lights are still out. They're continuing to finish mow. They mowed 1 trip around on all of the fields. The library has no new issues, the museum has no new issues, and the town hall, Austin continues to make repairs to the front steps.
All right, thank you. Joint recreation?
So they met on July 9th, and at that point, late registration for their soccer season had closed. They are full, but they are still in need of coaches. Their summer rec program is going well. They've got 2 leaders for each site. They hired a STEM leader, so that program is going well. And tomorrow, they have their annual frog jumping contest at 9 o'clock at the arena. And they said you can just show up with a frog if you want to jump. So then they had, at that point, they had their Love Massena event that was scheduled for July 13th, which was this past Saturday. I believe it was well attended. They also are planning on a trip to Calypso Water Park on August 12th. They're leaving at 8 o'clock a.m. They are taking children of all ages. Kids under 12 have to have a parent, and it's $50 a person. Their softball tournaments are going well. They've got 10 teams in total. They've started to hold pickleball games at the arena in the mornings, Monday through Saturday at 9 a.m., and they're also offering pickleball lessons. And their next meeting is Tuesday, August 13th.
Good, good. Okay, town library.
Library met on the 9th from 4:20 to 5:26. Started out public comments. They're discussing the 2 new board members that were proposed to be put on board. And they feel that the board is capable of handling all the committees and functions of the library. The workshops are diabetes and chronic illness and cherry fit, and they have family story time. There's an uptick in teen participants programs, the kids' anime clubs at the library for the summer. Circulation reports, the wireless is up 1,000 from last year. They have more meetings and visits, they're increasing. Jock Pest Control's called in, they got bats.
Good.
Finance Committee is working on submitting the town budget proposal. The Planning Committee, they developed a survey and they've sent out responses. They have 71 respondents so far, but they're going to put one final push for development. And the survey will end on July 18th. They're developing a long-range plan for 26, seeking community involvement. They're looking at card reader quotes, MBT Bank, and they're still looking at others. They're looking at a cash register. They had a problem in the basement with the sink flooding. Have that fixed. They're looking at improving downstairs safety, lighting, mirrors, whatever we can do to provide a little more safety for them down there. They had a special meeting on 7/23 to discuss the budget proposal for the town and approve funding for the funding request of the town of Louisville. Next meeting will be August 13th at 4:15. That's all I got on that.
Okay. Thank you very much. Town Museum.
They did meet in July.
Because they got a couple applications for historians, so they're pulling that off, or what?
I don't know, the scheduled meeting was on the 4th. And I went in earlier, I went in like on the 2nd, try to see if it was going to be the following week, and they told me they had no meeting in July.
Okay, you don't know the other part, okay. All right. Laura, please, if you're here tonight. Yeah, I can give a report for the chamber, at least for the division. United Helpers in Ogdensburg will host tours, casual network with light refreshments on July 24th from 5 to 7 p.m. And members who register by July 22nd can attend for free. Also plan ahead for the craft, food, and wine open air market with 80+ vendors on September 21st at the St. Lawrence Power and Equipment Museum in Madrid. Applications to the St. Lawrence Leadership Institute are now open. And again, they continue to host their monthly online meetings for lunch and learn, and they're good to attend, so any interest at all, please try them out. Sign up for the newsletters, and again, you can become a member as a business or individual just by going to their website. And Laura's not here, so she can update us when we see her next on the local. Okay. Our code officer will not be here tonight, he's excused. And we'll go right to town planning and zoning.
Meetings for planning, it'll be next Thursday.
Did you have one in June?
No.
Okay. So,
There's a zoning one scheduled for July 23rd.
okay. Zoning, July 23rd, good. Will you be attending that, Kristen?
Yes.
Great, thank you. Good. Massena Electric,
We're meeting tomorrow.
did you meet last month?
Yes, we reported last
Reported
month.
it at the last meeting.
Okay, so nothing new?
Until tomorrow.
Until tomorrow.
Okay, so, well, I guess that's good news then, right?
Yeah.
All right. Nothing else has popped up. And Jason, please.
So we are 16 days, 18 hours and 15 minutes away from the 2024 Rock in the River Down Country. Just a reminder, that's at the Massena Town Beach, Saturday, August 3rd, with free admission. Rain location will be at the Massena Arena. We need to activate that, hopefully it's just like it is today. Can't pull it off without a bunch of people, our volunteers that help us out, and also our sponsors. This week I went to, Adrian and I went to CCOM, took a picture of them, they donated, went to Northern Credit Union, got their check. Also Air Products, NCCS, North Country Co-location Services, Oralex, Patriot Paving, Massena Savings and Loans, and Liberty Utilities, along with CCOM. And today we had a Highland Family Restaurant as well as one of the sponsors.
Good.
So right now, we're just doing the final preps, logistics, crossing the i's, dotting the t's, and just getting ready for the day, and assist Dawn. Major League Fishing contacted us, we need to get some ads and stuff together for them, for that Bass Pro Tour coming up. So, another note is that this year at Rocking the River, we will not be holding fireworks. Reason being is because the Massena Rotary baseball tournament's that same day, and we didn't want to interfere with what they were doing. They'll have a fireworks show at 9:45, and it just didn't seem very wise to interfere with their tradition. But we went ahead and we put money into other avenues. We upgraded our talent this year, and also we have a kid zone for kids to have a fun-filled day to make it more of a family-friendly environment.
Good, okay, thank you. Don Meisner.
We've got a couple things to hand out, so you know what I'm talking about. Linda has the posters that Major League Fishing has put together for this big event. Now, that's in a couple weeks. Right now, in 2 days are, well, 2 days and half a day. 4 o'clock in the morning, Saturday, our first big tournament of the year begins. That will be the BFL Major League Fishing event. And then 5 days later is our Big Bass Blowout that we do every year. And one of my plans is, working with these guys for this weekend's event, we're gonna have a poster put up right where the guys bring the bass up to weigh in. So every one of these 150 anglers that are part of this week's event will be able to see what we're doing the following week, and we're hoping that some of them will want to stay. Biggest thing I want to talk to you about tonight is the event that comes a week later, and that's our Bass Pro Tour event. It's the highest event.
And what's the date for that?
That will be starting the 2nd, and it ends on the 11th. And the poster that Linda just handed out will break that down and show you what they're going to do. But this is bigger than anything we've ever done here before, and it's getting bigger. It seems like each day as we talk to them. Number one, never before have they done this, but there's, and Linda, I guess I'll pass this out after I look at it so I get the figures right here. But there's an organization of the Major League Fishing anglers, the top anglers that are coming that weekend. And they've put together a church, a national church they call it, their fishing church. And on the night of the 2nd at Massena Beach, they're gonna hold a concert called Break Every Chain, and it's all here. And the actual anglers, that are the top anglers, are gonna be part of the band. And they played in other parts of the country, but never up north. And so that'll be a big thing. One of the things I wanted to mention is Well Now Urgent Care is they become a sponsor of our Big Bass Blowout, but also they will have a presence at this event. They're sending it, it's coming here in my name, they're sending a number of insect repellent kits. So the people that come to sit and listen to the bands the next couple of nights will have, we can pass those out for the mosquitoes, because they usually start right at dark. But again, we've got so many people working together on this, and I'm excited to have them become part of it, because they're going to have a presence at not only that event, but not only at our Big Bass Blowout, but at this Bass Pro Tour as well. The other thing that I had my phone up here because I wanted to read it to you, because I never read stuff to you, but I just got a text from the head of Major League Fishing last night, and he said, and I'll read it, it's just one paragraph. Don, wanted to share this. You may use it. Fishing Clash, the app that sponsors our Angler of the Year, will do an event during the Bass Pro Tour. They have made a couple of different backgrounds for the Fishing Clash app, and the millions of fans around the world who play Fishing Clash, 25 million a month, will fish on the app on the St. Lawrence River in Massena. It's the #1 fishing app stimulator game in the world. So this is another aspect of this that now is going to open up this whole area and what they're going to see, and they're going to be essentially virtually fishing like the pro anglers are out here in the St. Lawrence River. And we're talking about millions of people around the world. This has been our goal since we started. We started from a regional type of thing to get national support coming here, and now it's not just the nation, it's countries of the world that are going to see this. Going back to the Big Bass Tour, the other thing I want you to realize, and it's on that poster, but this is all being paid for. In other words, these extra things that they're gonna do, they are paying for. They've put 3 billboards went up around Massena today. We saw one of them coming in that they bought and placed to promote more and more people to get involved with this event. And they also are going to have, as it says on there, each day of Saturday and Sunday, which is the 10th and the 11th, each day, the first 50 kids that come in will get a free rod and reel that they're giving out to them. Also, they're going to have free food for the first 100 people each day that come through the gates, or whatever you want to say at the intake, to take part in this. And they will be paying a vendor, which we've got to put together still, to figure out the right one to give people, the first 100 people each day, free food. The other thing about this is they are having a watch party that they put together. They'll have a big screen out there, and on Saturday and Sunday, because remember, this event is live screened all over the country. And in live screening it, they're going to show us so we can see each of the anglers out there on the water and how they're doing, who's leading, what, and it just builds the excitement, and it gives us a better idea of what's happening out there on the St. Lawrence River. So these are some of the things, but this is really the big events that we're working on right now, and we're pretty excited and also challenged to make sure we do this the best we can. So that'll be in just 2 weeks, starting the 2nd and going until the 11th.
Okay, good, thank you very much. Okay. Good. Okay, Linda, please.
Okay, I have a couple of items that were not on my report, but I did want to bring them to the board's attention. First of all, I'm close to submitting the application for the Market New York funding. And I noted on today's agenda, and this is my omission, I didn't get wording of a resolution to Brenda or Janine, but I'm wondering if the board would give a voice vote for a resolution, and I can get Janine the wording for that, so that we can submit the application for Market New York funds. The second item that I'd like to report on is a meeting that I attended yesterday with members of the Regional Economic Development Council. And this was a listening tour. They're unveiling their new strategic plan. The meeting that I attended was in Blue Mountain Lake. And they remembered last year when I attended their meeting, and I talked about some of the projects that Massena is doing. So they're aware of all of the efforts with respect to tourism, and they're very intrigued with what we're doing. They're very interested, and I also told them about all of the events that Dawn was talking about, encouraging them to attend. So the word is getting around New York State that Massena is doing great and wonderful things.
Yay.
Yes, that's everything I have.
Good, we need something in writing for you.
I do have a draft resolution that I can send to Janine, and then if the board approves it, I mean, we have to submit by the 31st of July, but it's just a simple resolution saying that you authorize my submission of that application.
Should we need to do the resolution tonight then? And then
Yes.
you can give me the wording? Okay, okay.
So Linda, what you're looking for is a resolution from the board authorizing you to submit the application?
That's correct.
For Market New York.
Motion.
I'll second that.
Okay.
And all the rest of the area? So you got that, Janine? Okay, any old business, any new business? Any public comments? Okay, then I make a motion to go into executive session, please, for the reasons for discussion related to proposed pending or current litigation, medical, financial, credit, or employment history of a particular person or corporation, or relating to appointment, promotion, demotion, discipline, or removal, in acquisition, lease, or sale of real property or securities where publicity will substantially affect the value.
I'll make a motion.
So Ray,
I'll second.
and seconded by Christie. all very much for coming.